Coal is called cheap energy, but that's a lie so big entire governments depend on it. Because if you knew the real cost, you wouldn't just stop using it. You'd start asking questions, dangerous ones like who's hiding the bill, because the truth is, you're already paying for it. The lights turn on every time. No delay, no hesitation. Cities glow, machines run. Everything feels normal, cheap, reliable, under control. And somewhere in the background, coal is burning. It's been sold as the backbone of affordable energy. Reliable, accessible, necessary. That's the story. That's always been the story. But the number on your electricity bill is not the real price. Not even close. Because in systems built on power, costs don't disappear. They move, quietly, from one place to another, from corporations to governments to you. Coal didn't become cheap. Its price was reassigned. And once you see where the cost actually goes, the illusion starts to crack. Coal doesn't just burn in power plants. It travels through the air, through cities, through people. You don't see it, but you breathe it every day. Tiny particles, invisible but powerful enough to change how your body works. Slowly, quietly, permanently. Breathing becomes harder over time. Not all at once, just gradually. Asthma, chronic lung disease, heart complications. These aren't side effects. They're part of the system. But here's what makes it worse. None of this shows up in the price of coal. No company lists it. No invoice includes it. No energy bill breaks it down. Because those costs were never meant to stay there. They were designed to be carried by someone else. Hospital visits increase. Medical systems stretch. People miss work. Lives get shorter. Not dramatically enough to cause panic. Just consistently enough to become normal. And that's the trick. The cost is spread so wide, no one sees the full picture. So coal stays cheap, but health is only the beginning. Because if coal is truly cheap, why does it need help to survive? Across the world, billions are quietly poured into keeping it alive. Not loudly, not obviously. Through subsidies, tax breaks, policy decisions that look routine. Money flows in silently. Public money, keeping private systems running. And this is where the illusion breaks. Because truly cheap energy doesn't need to be saved, but coal does, which means the real price is higher, much higher than what you see. And the difference is being covered, not by corporations, by you, through taxes you don't question, budgets you don't see, decisions you were never part of. The cost doesn't disappear, it's transferred, from companies to governments to the public, from now to later, from visible to hidden. And as long as that transfer stays invisible, the system keeps running. Because people don't question what feels affordable. They accept it, depend on it, build around it. And that's what makes it powerful. Because coal isn't just fuel, it's a system, a network built over decades. Mining operations, energy companies, financial interests, policymakers, all connected, all dependent. And systems like that don't disappear easily. They adapt, they delay change, they influence direction, not openly, not aggressively, strategically. Because this isn't just about energy, it's about control. The longer coal stays in place, the longer the money flows. The longer the structure holds and the longer the real cost stays hidden. In fast-growing regions, coal is often presented as the solution. Quick energy, cheap setup, fast results. And at first it works. Power increases, cities expand, economies move. But the deeper cost starts building. Air quality drops, health problems rise, land changes, water systems shift, and something else happens. Dependence. Because once everything is built around coal, walking away becomes difficult. Infrastructure is locked in. Money is already spent. Entire systems rely on it. Changing direction becomes expensive, disruptive, and risky. So the system stays, not because it's the best option, but because it's already there. And this is how the cycle continues. Coal looks cheap, so it's chosen. The real cost grows, but it's absorbed somewhere else. So the illusion survives again and again and again until it feels permanent. Not because it's efficient, but because it's hidden. Because the most powerful systems don't remove problems, they hide them. Coal is one of those systems, a source of energy that carries more weight than it shows. Supported, protected, normalized. While its real cost is scattered across health, across economies, across time. A hospital doesn't label illness as coal-related. A budget doesn't say this supports coal. Your electricity bill doesn't explain anything. Everything is separated, and that separation is the system. Because if you never see the full cost, you never question the price. So the story stays the same. Coal is cheap. Coal is necessary. Coal is the best option. But that story only works if you don't look too closely. Because once you connect the pieces, the truth becomes harder to ignore. The price was never reduced, only relocated. Moved into places you weren't meant to notice. Health, public spending, long-term damage, all carrying pieces of the same cost. A cost that never disappeared, just changed hands. This is the real ledger, not numbers on paper, but consequences in reality. Every ton of coal burned leaves something behind, not just energy, impact. And that impact doesn't end when the coal is gone. It continues, quietly, persistently, and mostly unseen. Because that's how it was designed, not to remove the cost, but to hide it. So coal stays what it appears to be, cheap, reliable, easy, until you look closer, until you ask where the rest of the price went, until you realize this was never about reducing cost. It was about moving it, and once you see that, you can't unsee it. Because the next time the lights come on, it won't feel the same. You'll know something else is behind it. Something structured, something controlled, something hidden. Coal was never cheap. It was just cleverly priced. The cost didn't disappear. It was moved, buried inside systems, protected by complexity, carried by people who never agreed to it. And the bill? It was never meant for them. It was meant for you, for the ones who breathe it, who fund it, who inherit it, without ever being told. The system doesn't ask for permission. It runs on silence. And as long as the price stays hidden, the illusion stays alive. But now you've seen it. And once something hidden becomes visible, it changes everything. Because now there's a question that doesn't go away. Who is really paying for cheap coal? And why was it never meant to be obvious?